Welcome to the Loremaster series, a series where I take you to each zone in the World of Warcraft. With the release of patch 7.3.5, the world scales with your level. For now, we will focus on the classic zones of the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor. Want to know if a zone is fun or not? A good storyline, major lore characters that you're interested in, an epic quest that you just have to play at least once? Or maybe you want to see what the zone entails for the opposite faction, as I endeavour to cover both the Alliance and Horde where possible. And also, maybe you just simply want to hear about a zone you've never played. I aim to provide you with my commentary, so be aware of spoilers as I dissect each zone. Be sure to comment below what you want to see in the videos going forward, or what zone you want me to cover, or even what faction I cover as well. So join us as we Loremaster our way through the World of Warcraft. We will begin the series looking at Elwynn Forest, one of the most iconic and unique zones in all of Warcraft. It is bordered by Westfall to the west, Redridge Mountains to the east, Duskwood along the river to the south, and over the mountains you have the Burning Steppes. Also, it is home to the Alliance starting point for the humans, and the heartland of Stormwind City, the Alliance capital. Elwynn is designed to get players from level 1 to level 20, with the first 5 levels obtained in Northshire Valley, the unique starting experience for the humans. Throughout our adventures, we will meet a variety of creatures, such as the Nobles, bears, spiders, murlocs, wolves. And amongst the wildlife, we will also feature some humanoids, such as the Defias Tugs, Blackrock Orcs, goblins, and of course, a very famous humanoid, the one gnoll to rule them all, and many other gnolls as well. Of course, I'm talking about Hogger. One thing Elwynn is famous for is boars, and lots of boars. Did you know it's inhabited by 65,340,285 boars? Or at least that's what Make Love, Not Warcraft wants us to believe from South Park. But in actuality, it takes 19,801 boars to level from level 1 to level 60. Now that's a lot of dead boars. Just watch. Boars, 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 more boars, and more boars. Elwynn Forest was captured by the Horde during the First War. During this time, the humans fled to Lordaeron, and the Orcish clans dominated the region of Elwynn Forest. It wasn't until the humans finally returned to Stormwind at the end of the Second War that Elwynn became inhabitable once again by the Alliance. However, due to the significant amount of gold it had cost to rebuild their broken homeland, many people defected to form the Defias Brotherhood. Although the Defias Brotherhood's main chief of operations still lies in Westfall, only in Elwynn Forest, only ruffians remained, thugs, and it was rumoured that the Defias built a relationship with the nobles and gnolls in the area to gather gold in the mines, and for the gnolls to steal things, which is why the Westbrook garrison sends out patrols still to look for these thieves. During the Cataclysm, much of Elwynn remained untouched by the devastation of the Cataclysm which Deathwing brought to Azeroth. Pretty much the only major change was the Northshire vineyards, where the orcs of the Blackrock clan laid siege and incinerated the vineyards. The Blackrock orc leader replaced the previous Defias in the region. The Defias Brotherhood was stronger back before the cataclysm, they rebounded back to Westfall, where they are now recuperating their losses and trying to recruit the locals to form a militia to have more people join the Defias Brotherhood in Westfall. However, that is a story for another time. Elwynn is a great central hub to help you link between all of the starting regions for an Alliance human character. You have Stormwind City to also bring you to the far beyonds, such as Teldrassil for the Night Elves, or even to Northrend if needs be. You also have Redridge Mountains, Westfall and Duskwood. Simply just a ride through, or once you unlock the Griffin Masters, which are evenly spread out throughout the region, you can easily hop on them and fly to your neighbouring zones. And if the dwarves want easy access from Ironforge, you can take the underground tram, which will run from Ironforge all the way through to Stormwind. This is a great way for players to change up their gameplay and choose different zones instead of being stuck to their starting assigned zones. Low-level Horde players would have a much tougher time getting to Elwynn Forest, especially if they wanted to visit something like the Darkmoon Fair or else cause chaos like always in Goldshire. You'll always see on the local defence chat that Elwynn is under attack. The first option for a Horde is to run from Northern Stranglethorn all the way through Duskwood and then through the rivers up into Elwynn Forest. Of course, if you're a high level Horde player, you can always fly from Northern Stranglethorn or even from the Burning Steps, which would be the fastest option for the Horde. Questing starts off very linear in the Northshire Valley for human characters, completing the first couple of quests there to take out the Orc Black Rock leader, and then getting the breadcrumb quest to go to Goldshire. A simple hand-in quest that takes you to your very first town, the most iconic town in probably all of Warcraft. From Goldshire, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. You can now branch off. You can help with the Kobold threat in the Fargo Deep Mine and the Jasper Lode Mine. You can help with Murlocs and Gnolls surrounding the lakes. There's a hint of Defias also in the region. You can head up to Stonecairn Lake and take out some Defias thugs there who have some simple magic spells, or strangely enough that most of them are located in the eastern side of Elwynn, along by the river. You'll also come across one of the most iconic quest chains, which would involve the two rival farms, the McClure and the Stonefield families, which would involve crafting a love potion to bring two lovers from both sides of the family together. After all this is said and done, you'll head off to stop the Gnoll threat and the primary target being Hogger. You'll pick up a quest from the local wanted poster and also helping out the Deputy Rainer with the Westbrook garrison, taking out those Gnolls. And seek out the Eastvale logging camp to the east to help guard Thomas, who is in dire need of our help. Questing starts out rather linear, but this is expected when you're guiding new players to learn the game, and remember, this is the starting zone for the humans. Many players will have their first memories of Warcraft in this zone. It's only natural that it's polluted with kill and collect quests. There's no epic quest which you must see in this zone. Questing is fairly standard, straightforward, and pretty much involves killing, and looting. Outside of Northshire Valley, quests aren't too story driven from what I find. The Love Potion quest chain involving the McClure and the Stonefield families is probably the most rewarding quest feeling that you'll get in the zone. Outside of this, there's little story involved that really is engaging and urges you to continue. Realistically, this is a tutorial to the game, and I feel later zones do a much better job at being a lot more engaging and being story driven. Elwynn will be forgiven, however, due to the fact of its high, engrossing, nostalgic feeling that any player who sets their journey through these lands will feel. It can easily be forgiven as it is a tutorial. It is serving its purpose. It's guiding new players to learn the most core basics of the game. And for that, I cannot fault it. When it comes to inhabitants of Elwynn Forest, specifically monster diversity, we already know from previously that there's a large variety of creatures present in this zone. Many of these creatures have various skins also attached to them. The nobles, the bears, spiders, murlocs, wolves, the Defias thugs, Blackrock orcs, the goblins as well, the assassin goblins in Northshire Valley. And there's lots of different types of gnolls, and even a unique model for Hogger as well. I think the variety, especially for a starting zone, is very nice for new players to see, so they don't get bored too easily. There's only so many boars you want to kill. There's only so many spiders and bears and wolves that you want to kill. So it's nice that every quest that you go to more or less has a different variety of creatures to kill. And even saying that, you'll have different skins, you'll have different named mobs. So all in all, I think Elwynn has done a fantastic job with the different inhabitants that make their home along its border. Elwynn is a gorgeous first zone, particularly during the daytime. The forest is like a labyrinth with a large mixture of rivers, lakes, gold mines, and lots of different types of trees. Elwynn has mighty mountains in the background, especially due to the fact that it sits on the foothills of the Blackrock Mountain in the Burning Steppes. It also has the famous Goldshire, and locations such as the Eastvale Logging Camp and the Westbrook Garrison. You can change things up by going into the underworld and looking through the mines. Elwynn is a pretty long zone, and if you don't have a mount yet, which most adventurers won't unless you're leveling an allied race, then it might take a lot more time to get around, and therefore there's lots of backtracking involved with quests, so that will overall extend the amount of time you will spend in this zone. My biggest advice for new players is to stick to the roads to the best of your ability to avoid hostility. I also advise try and do as many quests in that area as possible before heading back to Goldshire or Eastvale Logging Camp or wherever it may be to hand in your quests. And now it's time to give my personal ratings for Elwynn Forest. So to start off, we have gameplay, which I gave 3 out of 5. Primarily this is due to the backtracking involved and the very simplistic gameplay, but as mentioned, Elwynn is forgiven because it is seen primarily as a tutorial. The backtracking, however, is a little bit unforgivable, and plus due to the fact that new players, due to no mounts, this will be very time consuming. Next we have story. There's not much story as mentioned in Elwynn Forest, so I gave it 2 out of 5. As explained with story previously, there's no engaging storyline here. It is good, however, the love potion quests, along with the fact that the nobles, the gnolls, and also the Defias are having a little bit of alliance together here. Creature diversity is fantastic for a starting zone. I think there's a great variety, definitely deserves a 5 out of 5 from myself here. And the landscape, maybe it's just my nostalgic feeling, maybe that's why, but I think this is a fantastic, gorgeous zone, particularly at the daytime. The 4 out of 5 is due to the fact that I believe at nighttime it's not the nicest zone. I think there's definitely some improvements that could be made. It is still gorgeous, but daytime is definitely the time to be adventuring here. As an overall rating for Elwynn Forest as a zone, based on the 4 different ratings I have given, I give this 3.5 spinning kick assassin goblins out of 5. If you like me, make sure you subscribe. And if you don't like me, well, subscribe anyway. What's the harm? Check out all those social media, you know, follow, like. I like likes. Do you like likes? I like likes too. And I got one of those Patreon things if you like support and stuff, but I don't expect that. But thank you anyway. Thanks for watching. Good luck and have a good one. But before I go, remember always to flex. Yeah.